Welcome to Insignificants, the oral history of Darwin Waste, episode 13, Not Around and Possibly Another One. We're your hosts, Lance and Jaime. As always, please give us a like and follow on Spotify and YouTube as this helps us reach new people. Drop us questions or leave us a voice note on Instagram at Darwin Waste. Please and thank you. Time to cast a pod or podcast or whatever it is.
Yeah. So how are you this week since I talked to you last?
I've done nothing. I was even trying to think of something that, like, for the recommendations later. Like, what did I do since the last time we talked about prepped D&D and edited a podcast? That's like what I've done this week. Do you know why? You're my age, you might remember this. Do you know why a podcast is called a podcast?
Well, it was like a broadcast for an iPod.
That's right. Yeah. So many people do not know that. That's something I stump a lot of younger people on. These were originally just for iPods. Through Apple Music when you download them.
They really invented the genre, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, I think so. It was who's the first big podcast? Was it Mark Maron, maybe? Or
you got me. I mean, this might be only the third podcast I listened to.
Yeah, same. I'm real new to podcast.
Well, it's really interesting. Like, as much as I love reading, I hate audiobooks, and so podcasts are just not my preferred style. Even though I like talking on them, sitting around listening to them is reserved for very specific times and places for me.
Yeah, I fell in love with one a couple of years ago. I was building my basement out, and I just wanted something that was long form while I was doing stuff. And I was listening to, I found this thing. There's a YouTuber I like named Nando. He has a podcast called Mostly Nitpickings. I fell in love with it, and I've listened to each one of theirs is like 4 hours long or something. They're insanely long podcasts, and they go once a week, and they just pick a movie and just pick it apart. Just pick scene by scene, frame by frame, pick the movie apart, and I really enjoy it.
That sounds like as ideal a podcast for you as I could dream up.
I genuinely love it. Their thoughts on the Twilight franchise is some of my favorite. They have annihilated that movie for me. It's so many things that they have said are like, oh my God, yeah, that's right. Like, they're very good at that kind of thing.
You can't watch the first one anymore.
Well, just like it's a 110-year-old man and a 17-year-old girl, and he likes to hang out in her bedroom. And there is no love triangle. She never once tells the fucking other guy that she ever likes him for any reason. Nope. And he's like, we're in a love triangle. And it's like, no, you're not. Jasper,
he's just creepy.
Jasper fought on the South in the Civil War, and they never addressed that. That's just a fact that he was a Confederate. Why? Why would you make him a Confederate? Did he own slaves? Like,
as Nancy Myers.
Yeah, there's so many weird. The list is endless. I also liked their thing on if her mom, if she's 17 and her mom's 35 and she's dating a single A baseball player, is he 19 or is he the world's worst baseball player? Like, shit like that. There's so many great, I'm like, oh my God, yeah.
She's definitely dating an also-ran that has made his whole career just playing single A while working a second job elsewhere. You need those. You need those people that pad out those teams.
Absolutely. So let's talk the artwork.
Yeah, so The Truth About Lies is the album.
Yeah, it sure is. We're almost done.
Can you believe that? This podcast has actually existed for this long.
Yeah. So it's 2004. We'll go back. We'll get into our Wayback Machine. We'll head back to 2004. The album's coming out. I need artwork. I am running around with a graffiti crew at the time called Droids. I don't know if you remember that. I
do.
Okay. So Sim and Spend, who later went by Giver, Riddle, Lost. Lost was Lost 116 or something first, which is Lost. They're part of a group called the Optic Boom Crew before it was Droids. Peoples was a big one that I loved. He used to be Shrugs first, went by People. Hoer used to live with me after we lived together. Verb lived in my place for a while. A guy named Reed Books, who's huge. Do you remember he had a huge, going down 90, he just had Read More Books really big on the top of the building forever. I loved that piece. There was a sim piece in the parking lot of the Agora on the booth there when you pull in. Who else? That's about it. Oh, Poke and Pray. I was friends with those guys as well. They were not Androids, I don't believe. But and then I almost said his name. I think it's probably statute of limitations on graffiti's probably over. But Lost, Bobo, he later started the Watch Your Step crew, WYS, who I ran with a lot too. So anyway, loved those guys. I'm trying to think how I even fell in with them. Just life. I don't know. How did I find a graffiti crew?
One of them is the one that graffitied that one guitar of yours, right?
That's Lost.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Who hilariously, so I don't know if you know his story. So do you remember on the corner of 117 and Clifton? I think.
Is that up north or is that down
north
south?
That's almost the lake.
Almost at the lake.
There was a Starbucks in the corner there. It's like real crammed in, and there's some kind of diner there that we used to go to. Like had a lady's name. I think it was like I'm just gonna go Wayne's Diner or Jennifer's or something. Anyway, he was on the roof of a Starbucks, and he was gonna try to drop down and graffiti something, and someone called the police, and he didn't know. And the cops came, and they're like, "Hey man, you gotta get down," and he was like, fucking never. So he jumped off. He like ran and jumped off in the Starbucks, broke both ankles, couldn't walk, gets arrested. And at that point, Jane, I can't remember, what was her last name? Anyway, this woman, we had a mayor of Cleveland who was a lady before Michael White. We had Jane something. And she, somehow, they got him to her. And he's older, not 50 maybe. And he became like Cleveland's official artist, and he still is to this day. Bob does all of these like murals downtown, and whenever like a new building is going up, he does like all these temporary murals for like.
I remember that.
Yeah, and now he owns this awesome street art venue in town, and they do all these events with kids and stuff, and I've taken my kids to it and stuff. He's just the best. He's one of my oldest friends as well. I absolutely love Bob. But yeah, Bob did two of my guitars. He did when we became sponsored by Suicide Girls, which, what a different time, man.
Was it just the SG logo? Or?
It was the, well, maybe it was. Yeah, I think it was. I think you're right. I don't think there was a girl on it. I think it was just the SG logo. I painted my strap pink and put some stars on it, and the SG logo on it. And I actually forgot all about that until I saw a picture recently in one of our shows. I'm like, oh, I'm rocking an SG strap there.
Right.
So which is wild. And you later painted that guitar for me, maybe twice.
Yes, it's ultimately a cream white with a like a little sort of iridescent pearl finish, I think, over top.
No more.
No, what is it now?
Now I think it's silver with a black and purple pickup.
And it's a probably much duller tone for the layers and layers of paint. No, actually, I stripped
You stripped it all off.
With so much paint stripper.
Yeah.
That thing was a mess when I got it.
It still barely ever plays. It's always something's wrong with the guitar. I need to like just stop.
Which is so weird because like it's an actually good set of bones to that guitar.
Yeah, I need to get it fixed because I don't know if you know the Schecter, the neck snap to get on it. So I just hung it on a wall. I'm done. Like I've repaired my guitar 75 times.
Is it just at that point you don't want to get either a new neck or spline?
Oh yeah, at some point I will, but I don't care. Like
okay, it's a Schecter. It's more emotional, right?
Yeah, we were sponsored by Schecter as well, and we had the greatest sponsorship where it was, we're not going to give you an unlimited supply of Schecters, but we will give you an unlimited supply of replacement parts. So I just kept breaking it every night and then taking it to Guitar Center and be like, more parts, please. So that thing has been very well loved, and I didn't know if it was true or not. And I used to, do you remember I used to like take the guitar and turn it up and like run it up and down the amp? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so every now and then I would just like I would get too into that and rip some tuning knobs off.
Hmm.
And the first time it happened, I was so panicked, so we didn't have any money. And I called Schecter. I'm like, what do I do? And they're like, go to any Guitar Center and tell them to fix it. And we walked in. I'm like, hi, I'm Lance with Darling Waste. I'm sponsored by Schecter. They would like you to fix this. And the guy's like, what? I'm like, oh shit, it's not real. It's not real. So then he called them and he's like, yeah, sure, just give me a minute and we'll fix it. We're just gonna charge them. I'm like, okay. And then so we just really abused that.
Well, the question is this the guitar of Theseus then? Like, if you've replaced every part on it,
It's everything
is it
but
still the same guitar?
It's still the same body.
Okay.
So
Okay, I think we'll count that.
and if you care about Darling Waste at all, that is the black guitar with the pink heart that I've had for literally fucking ever.
It is the Darling Waste guitar.
Yeah, that Lost also painted that heart. That's the other guitar he painted.
Nice.
So yeah. So anyway, album artwork. I was hanging out with the Droids crew quite a bit, and I only know this because I Googled this. We were known for being in the red line of the Rapid, which is very true, and this is where this picture is taken. I didn't know that was a known thing about the Droids crew, but if you actually Google, even AI says that. AI like, oh, they're a legendary graffiti crew from the Cleveland in the 90s who were known for being in the red line of the Rapid a lot. Shit. Yes, AI, thank you. That's bizarrely
the one and only fact it's ever had right.
Yeah, it's like now spell sufficient. So
Nobody
anyway, so the album artwork is my ex with straight edge X's on her hands. This is down on the Cleveland Rapid red line. The Cleveland Rapid is our sad subway system, I guess, right? It's
both above ground and below ground, depending on the part of town.
Yeah, and it's only 3 lines. It's not. It's very hard. I don't love it. I wish we had a better public transit system.
So going to school at Case Western, before I had access to a car, we would always take the Rapid from, I think there was a station right by Little Italy, take it to Tower City, and at least
and that's all you can
movies
do.
then.
You've just described the one thing the Rapid can do, which is go from Shaker, or not even Shaker, but like, basically Case.
Right, but that side of town. Yeah.
That's it. And then
we
from Tower City to the airport. Those are the 2 things you can do with those. Yeah, that's your blue line. And that is it, man. That's the entire.
And nobody knows what is the third line. Nobody's ever tried it.
There should be one, but I genuinely don't know where it would go.
Right.
To steel mills or something. It's like, damn it, I went to the steel mill. I work right on top of the steel mill, by the way. That's like where I'm at right now. I'm on the ridge looking down over the flats.
Oh wow.
So yeah. Okay, so we're down in a hole. We're at a train line on this bridge overpass. This is probably like West 45th or so, like Ohio City area. And this was our favorite place to go because this is back before cameras really existed, before there was CCTV everywhere. This is one of our favorite ones because there was a scrapyard, junkyard kind of place, and you can park your car behind a fence with the other cars and then walk down and then jump down into the hole there from there. And there was just no view from the street of your car or you on all your cans and everything. So that was our favorite spot. I do like this artwork just for that because I'm like, oh, I remember this. I also have Lost on the cover there. He's a small one with Noid.
Mm-hmm.
Noid, I didn't know. It's funny that Noid's like front and center because that's not someone I really knew, but Lost was my cover there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Did we blur out any things from people that you didn't know or couldn't vouch for?
No.
Or did you choose your framing?
Yeah, I just tried to choose my framing. Yeah, and I think if you open it up, oh no, it's only from a back cover. I think I got someone else. Oh yeah, I got Riddle, part of Riddlers on there, and then the 113 is also Lost. He was Lost 113.
So it is a pink or a fuchsia washed, almost black and white photo of a moody, young lady sitting by graffiti. Could there be a more 2003 album cover?
Well, it's funny because I almost think it was dated when I put it out.
Yeah,
I
there's a
don't
little
even
bit of
know
a
if it's
mid 90s
yeah,
quality.
I almost think it was a little dated then, and we've used photos several times for album art because I am not artistic, and I'm also cheap. So I haven't got a lot of great artwork done over the years. I don't know what I would have done. I mean, this is fine. But yeah, it's I believe the font is called 1942. It's a typewriter font that I absolutely love. I've used
Hmm.
it a billion times in my life. And then yeah, through these photos were taken with real film on a cheap camera, and then I scanned them and threw them into Photoshop, probably six or whatever was out then, Photoshop two. Um,
Well, I still have my copy of Photoshop 5, so
Amazing. It probably
I bet
was
we
probably
used
five.
that at that time. Yeah.
And then I literally just kept playing with the six things that Photoshop 5 had until I got to this, which was kind of pink tinted. I brightened up everything so the whites looked kind of like snow. It was not
Yeah,
cold.
it's a
This was
little
the summer.
overexposed. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This was summer. And everyone's like, oh, it looks so cold. This is like, yeah, no, we just took all the warmth out of it in post
Yep.
and made it pink. And the back is hilarious to me because we hadn't figured out how to make PNGs yet. So it's just like square JPEG blocks of like compact disc and 1034 records and MetroSync. They don't blend at all. They're
No,
just almost cut and pasted. And
which they
if
were.
yeah, and if you look really hard at the CD itself, I'm pretty positive this was a photo that was cut out and laid on a black thing and then scanned. You can kind of see the cutout line of it. I don't think this was photoshopped. I think this was like legitimately cut out. So cool. I think it's a cool disc. It's like the
And we
grill
did
on it.
what?
It's kind
Disc
of.
makers? Is
This,
that
I think
probably
it's
who
disc
printed
makers
it?
because it says it was made in Canada. I'm pretty sure they're from
Yeah.
Canada.
But
So
I
this
agree.
would
I
be
like
disc
the
makers.
actual disc print itself. I think
Yeah.
that works for me.
So
That's
let me ask you a
iconic.
question. How
Uh-huh.
do you feel about this in general? Not even for this one specifically, but in general. Like when a band or an artist has a 20th anniversary disc or they do a remaster and they change the artwork completely. Do you like it? Like, ooh, new artwork? Or are you like, well,
Well,
that's not the album then?
I think in general, and not just about music, but film, especially one particular 1977 film in particular,
Yeah.
that in general, people should leave the original versions as they are.
Yeah.
However, if you're going to do something different, make it worth doing differently, not like a little different, like blow the damn thing up and just deconstruct and rebuild and all that stuff is fine. But yeah.
I agree. One thing I had pitched when I was at one point we were talking about doing something. I don't know if it was remixing, remastering, or just re-release. I think it was just re-releasing. I think a label talked to us about re-releasing our whole catalog with them because we were everything without a print at the time. And I was saying, well, if we're going to re-release it with you and it's going to be different, I had an idea of taking the album artwork and shrinking it down and putting like a gold frame on it, like it's hanging in a museum. So, and that would have been like every album would have had that, so you knew it was like the reprint, but it still had the album artwork on it. It was just frame
Yeah,
by
and I
frame.
feel like there was some album did come out and it was sort of like that. Somebody had a similar idea
Oh,
for
really?
their stuff. So
That's
in a
cool.
good way. No, in a
Yeah.
good way.
All right. You want to dive into the song?
Let's just do this song, right? I don't know if
All
there's
right.
anything more to say about the artwork that we did in
Yeah.
that era.
So this is Not Around, track 11 on our debut album, Truth About Lies. My brief memory of this before we jump into it is this is the first song that I wrote with Nick Garba, the guitarist. This was the first collaborative Darling Waste. Once Darling Waste existed, it's not the first song I wrote on the album, which would have been Chain of Seasons and Chain of Seasons, Fairy Under Finger, uh, Tar Lines, Giving It Again, and Give Again. Those were like the high school. These are from my other band kind of stuff. I'm not like you was from my other band in high school. So this is post high school, probably like 2000, 2001. Yeah, well, no, I know it was. I don't know if you know about this. This is a true thing. I talked about this 5,000 times. But and it feels like I'm copying, but I promise I'm not copying. On Sunday, September 9th, 2001 was the first ever Darling Waste practice. And the only reason I'm mentioning, obviously, 9/11 happened 2 days later. But it's funny because I don't know if you know, My Chemical Romance, they started on September 11th. That was their big thing. It was, he wasn't sure if he was joining the band or not. And then September 11th happened. It's like, fuck it, let's do the band,
Yeah, we had a show the Friday night after September 11th with my college band, and we really debated back and forth whether we should keep the show going. We were the only band. It was in our campus club. We usually packed it with hundreds of people. They always had 10-cent wings. We were like, do we do this? Do we not do this? And we finally decided, you know what? People have had a couple days of just utter disbelief and disconnect and grieving and all these things. Maybe people need an hour or two of reprieve from that. So we decided to play the show, and we actually opened with talking about our reasoning for playing it. And it was packed.
That's awesome.
And it was weird. The vibe was weird the whole time, but people needed that. And it was a really interesting experience, having to sort of make that decision as, 21-year-olds.
Right. Okay, I have a question about that.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you mentioned that campus cafeteria place that you played.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
the
picture,
spot, was that what it was called?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that picture of all of Darling Waste that you're in is from there, isn't it?
It is possible.
Because that's my memory is, this picture, I think, is in a booth at the Spot.
That is very plausibly the Spot. That is certainly clothing that I would have worn in that era.
And then, so my question is, did Darling Waste ever play the Spot?
Yes,
I know I saw
Darling Waste did, and I can tell you about that. That was after we had graduated college. It was Darling Waste, it was Margot Catcher, and it was a band on campus that was younger than my college bands.
I remember the other two bands. I don't remember me playing. That's
yes,
so weird.
And we recorded.
Yes.
My band. Did we record Darling Waste?
No, we probably. I think that was the point of it, right? As we were recording Margot Catcher.
Maybe, yeah. And I still have those recordings somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't know why we didn't record Darling Waste, but
that's the part I remember is like you doing a big recording for your band and me being there. I was probably helping run the board for you. Or something.
You were probably doing that.
So I remember that. I don't remember playing, which is.
Yeah, and of course, what was weird at that point is I think the Spot had redone stuff, and the big stage they had was no longer there, if my memory serves. I think we were against a different wall. Like they had reconstructed some of that space.
I think it was my only time in there.
Yeah. I mean, we played that probably twice a year for 4 years in college, sort of our big homecoming shows. We made a lot of money in that band. It was we were a bar band, and we did good.
Looking to see in 2003 and 2004 if I have the Spot written down.
I bet I could go out to the garage into my actual physical photographs collection, and find photos from that.
That's interesting.
I'll have to go out and see if I have those.
Because that was the thing. Because Henry Glover is in that picture. Henry James is in that picture, but he didn't do the tour with us. So, but I knew he must have played some shows. And yeah, that must have been one of the shows he played with us.
Yeah, I am pretty sure it was all three bands and nobody showed up, but we did it anyway.
Sounds like every Darling Waste show on whole life. That's correct. So in that band, you were playing guitar, right?
In Margot Catcher?
No, in Darling Waste.
Oh, in Darling Waste. Well, certainly for the original tour, the first 5 days or so, and then the last.
Was I playing guitar?
You were playing guitar intermittently. I was playing guitar as well. Jeremiah was guitars and keyboard. Then we had bass player, and then we had Andy on drums. Yeah, I think it was just a 5-piece.
So in this picture, this picture doesn't make any fucking sense then. This picture of Darling Waste is me, you, Jeremiah, Henry. Was Henry playing drums? He must have been.
At some point, maybe.
Yeah, then he didn't go on the tour, so we got Andy, and then the bass player, whatever it is. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah, so it would have
Okay.
been after your first tour.
Because Henry is holding a guitar, so it makes me believe he's a guitarist.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but
But he
I also
must have.
might not have still been playing anything for Darling Waste at that point. But there were certainly shows other than your first tour in those early years that I did play some guitar for. I
Never
remember
missed one.
playing, was it Pirates Cove,
Yeah.
um, and at least a couple others outside of the
Yeah.
tour.
Man, I wish I had those dates from like '04 to like '07. I'm missing a
Yeah.
ton of shit. All
There
right.
was a cool club on the west side. Older woman owned it, and it was like just a big open room, almost like if the Odeon was an even bigger crap hole. And I remember that Andrea was in town and did backing vocals for Margot Catcher when we played there, and Darling Waste played there that night. I can't think of the name of the venue,
Was it
but
Pitt Cleveland up on the second floor?
yeah, maybe that was it. It was
Yeah,
just like
that
a
used to be
big
Speaking
open.
Tongues. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Pitt Cleveland. Yeah, I have a big soft spot for Pitt Cleveland. We
yeah,
ran.
that was a really fun show.
I remember that show. I have a poster of it. Yeah, we ran a lot of early to the record shows out of there.
Yeah, and I feel like there were some things from that venue borrowed conceptually for the 1034 Club, just like the basic
100%.
DIY snack bar. And
She was really mad at me when I
I
opened
bet.
74. It's like we're not in
I
the same
bet.
town. Okay, you ready to dive into Not
Let's
Around?
dive in that around, which I did not remember one iota.
I
Zero
100%.
memory.
I know everything about the song.
Yeah.
We practiced it a billion times. It was like we auditioned drummers on it when I was right out of high school. This was like our only song for a
Yeah,
while.
it's so funny. I just have zero memory. The other ones, that we didn't hear
You,
very often, I
I
still
don't think you
like.
recorded this at all. I think this was a 100% graveyard, isn't it?
Other than a crash cymbal and repairing some drums on it.
That sounds right. Yeah,
Yep, so it
I
was all
think you helped me.
post production.
I think you helped me shorten it. The song was under 4 minutes, and I think it was like six in it.
Maybe. I like the
Uh,
basic arrangement, I won't lie.
yeah, it's probably.
Actually, I sort
Uh,
of like the song.
yeah, I don't mind it. I don't. It's
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
Darling Waste song, but it's not a bad song.
Well, I was asking Kate, my wife, earlier, I was like, wow, why do you think there's some songs that I like now that are actually at the end of the album? And she's like, well, have your tastes changed? Has the scene changed? Was there reasons you put them at the end? Do you think there's other bands that would have the same thoughts about their catalog years later?
Hey, I'll
I
tell
don't
you why
know.
these two are at the end. Not around some comfort here were Nick's songs,
Oh,
and Nick wasn't in the band by the end of it, so I'm like, shove Nick's songs to the end. You know,
gotcha.
for sure.
Oh,
These
yeah,
were
music, Nick Garba. Yeah, I see
yeah, these
that.
were songs that Nick wrote with me, and this
Okay.
one music is
Oh,
almost
yeah,
all of it.
Begin Again. Yeah.
So that's
So,
why these are towards the end. These are like
okay,
I was already over them, So
that's a good
yeah,
answer. Yeah, I like this song, especially I gotta say the guitar intro. I'm like I am all over whatever the hell
yeah.
that
I
sound
think
is and
Nick
whatever
played
it's
the
doing.
whole thing too. I probably played bass on this. Is about
Yeah,
what I played.
you definitely played
Uh,
the bass on this. I could tell the minute it started
all right, you
with
ready?
love.
Alone again, I always knew I would wind up just like how you told me. I'd open up and let you in. You always win when I want you to hold me. Just like a book, you take a look at every line. I want you to show me how I'm a liar, I'm no good, and I'm a fake. I want you to scold me, but you're not around. No, you're not around. No, you're not around.
So I did not write this. I remember early days. This is probably the first song Darling Waste ever recorded. I think we went to the studio to record this. Is probably one of the very first songs. Might be the first song to record. Nick wanted to solo. Nick was a master shredder for, I think he was 18, 17, 18-year-old. He was a high school senior, and I was probably like 21. And he phenomenal for his age, guitarist. And I remember being like, I was playing some of my stuff. It was a 4 chords draggy, and he was like, no, just give me a riff to solo on. So I think that should be A, And so he wrote a jing 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 jing, it's a straight up blues kind of thing, and with toadies or something, and just soloed on it. And then I just made up words to it and I think I had like 7 verses was at one point, and just this was just a showcase Nick thing, and this is when Darling Waste was thinking about being a Jane's Addiction meets Pearl Jam kind of thing.
Yeah, I was trying to place the feel of that opening riff, that sort of that major key sort of. I couldn't figure out. It's like, is it Weezer? Is it Pumpkins? Is it Veruca Salt? But there's some other band on the tip of my tongue that I can't get out that this reminds me of.
Yeah, I don't know. He definitely, that was all Nick. I still to this day would have to really sit down and try to figure out how to play that. If I was it's all harmonics and and harmonizing himself. It's cool.
Yeah, so there's actually a lot of stuff I like. You're right. It's not really Darling Wasty, but it's probably there's some stuff I like, and again, I can't figure out exactly which band it's reminding me of, but.
I wish I could be that part of me I used to be. I want it tonight. If you could see that part of me, you'd break down and cry. But you're not around. No, you're not around. No, you're not around.
There you go. Second.
How about
chorus,
Meat
verse.
Puppets?
Okay,
I think that's where that intro
that
guitar riff is reminding me.
That could be very
of that.
Puppets for sure.
Yeah. I was listening to your vocals in the second verse thinking, boy, if I were to do it now, I would have asked you to have a lot more like hyped manic energy in the delivery of that.
It's so dead.
Yeah.
I was like, if you could see that. I mean, I clearly was 20 years old or 21 or whatever, and just in the studio for the first time and kind of timid.
Yeah, it was just
sure.
a very, very safe delivery, but it
100%.
needed some more manic energy there.
Yeah. And Nick shreds that solo.
Yeah, he does a nice job. Yeah. And I like that it's not a perfect or clean solo, because this type of music shouldn't have a perfect or clean solo.
I think we were trying, though.
Maybe. But, I think
good.
about... Right, I think about Pinkerton and the parts of that I like. I think about Bush's second album, Razorblade Suitcase, and all the imperfection there, which is one of the big reasons I like it. Nine Inch Nails Broken, I like all the imperfection there, right? So there's something in me that likes in certain styles, I don't want to call them mistakes, but looseness, not quite, just like, it makes it alive in a way.
Okay, you want to hear the end of this?
Sure, let's hear the end of things.
I think contractually we have to. So it does. They do go into each other, those two songs.
Yeah. So hearing this again, I was like, oh, I do remember the mixing part of deconstructing the drums at the end and figuring out when that last hit should start.
So that's you hitting that last cymbal, probably was your cymbal.
Yeah, but I think even like just that the deconstructed drum part where the last beat then echoes, like trying to figure out where we were going to place that. Like, I do remember spending a lot of time on that.
When we flip it, it's no longer in beat, so you have to flip it, then cut it and move it to make it in beat and make it so it hits into the next.
Yeah. So I do remember doing a lot of that. It's nice to know that we got a reverse cymbal correct on this album, given that the other attempt was not so good.
We did. We finally figured it out.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the? Oh, I'm sure.
I don't know, man. It's fine. The only thing that's not generic in that is the end there, where I'm like lying there in your tower talking about the morning hours. I was dating a girl. This is crazy to me in retrospect. This was just my life at the time. Right after high school, my first year of college, I was going to Cleveland State. I was not living on campus. The girl I was dating was going to Kent State. I was living on campus. Like, I was living at Kent State and getting up every
morning.
Those
are far apart from each other.
Yeah, and like commuting. And I lived in her dorm. I lived in Tri-Tower for a semester at least. And I would give my food card to someone at Cleveland State and then use her food card at Kent and just ate in the Kent dorms every night. And I just really lived in the girls' dorm at Kent. And in the middle of the night, she'd like look in the bathroom, make sure no one was in there, and I'd like run in and shower real quick at like 3 a.m. while no one was up and stuff. And I was just living at Kent State while going to Cleveland State. It's funny too, because a couple episodes ago I was like, I don't know why Kent radio was playing us so much. It's like, yeah, you lived there. You probably knew the person at the station. You just went over there and said, "Play this, please."
For sure. For
whatever reason, people at Kent were listening to this. Like, because you were living on campus.
By the way, can we give a shout out to the fact that we at least put your vocal delay on the last word of each chorus in this song that you love so much?
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
It got in there. I think it works in this song.
And it's so pronounced and so loud. The first listen, I was like, did we like cut and paste? But I don't think so. I think you did that as a delay.
I don't know. I think we very likely might have.
Cut and paste it?
Yeah, instead of just trying to do, I doubt you even recorded this to a click. So like, it was probably just easiest to just manually do it.
Yeah, slice, Control D, slide over.
Right.
Yeah. That makes sense. All right. Well, there you go. Not around.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
Questions.
Let's do some questions.
All right. So you do not remember the song at all?
Not at all.
Okay.
I do remember that very, very ending deconstructing the drum part as it connects to the next song. But other than that, I did not remember this at all.
If you could make one small change or one large change to this song, what would you do?
I'd re-record your vocal performance.
Yeah, all right, that makes sense. This is stupid because I don't want to be like, the song's perfect because it's fucking, I don't like this song, but it's what it is. It's fine. And there's not much I would do. It is what it is. Like, I think I'd just punt and be like, yeah, it's fine.
Hey, that's
I don't
valid.
have to change. I'm not like, it's so good. It's not, it's not
like,
also so bad.
It's like, what am I worth per hour? I don't want to be spending that doing this.
It does what it does, right? Okay,
fair enough.
So recording wise for you, it is Actually Happy, Good As Is, Remaster, Remix, Re-Record, or Give Up. Where would you?
So outside of the vocals, I think I would just remix.
Yeah, I could
just because of that bass being just a little high. But overall, it's okay.
The reason I would not re-record it is because I would have to go find Nick. I don't know that this song. This song was a vehicle for Nick to play a solo on. I think there were 2 solos at one point. I think that's why it was 6 minutes long. I think we went back to a solo at one point. I think there was another verse, chorus, and another solo. And I think it's what you cut out. I'm pretty sure.
I think we could maybe even have cut out that third verse and just gone solo to another chorus to the outro, got over the song in 3.5 minutes.
I think the second verse sucks so bad. I almost wondered if you could go to the solo after the first verse, or move the third verse to the second.
Right,
verse.
right,
Yeah.
right. Either way, yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But I agree.
All right,
Second verse does suck from the performance side, but just structurally, yeah.
Okay.
Although,
yes.
why not solo after the first chorus and just
get it over with? That's what the song's
right?
there for anyway, right? Like,
Right?
we're here for that. Let's do it. Start off with the solo. Gives a shit.
Right.
Cut everything but the solo in the song.
So it's going to be solo, then loop the solo, then close with the solo.
I think it should be solo. Like, start with the solo, loop the solo, then go. The only vocals I have in the song are the last two lines with the backwards drums, just so you know I'm there, and then it just ends.
Yep, perfect. I support that.
Okay, so for the song as a whole, we have classic, single, album cut, demo / slightly embarrassing, or throw it away, kill it with fire. I am going to go with demo. It's between throwaway and demo for me, which is horrible to say, but that's where I'm at with it. There's no fucking way I'd have this on a Darling Waste album if I wanted someone to listen to Darling Waste. And it's not even the only thing it's good for me, no offense to this song, is to show where we first started when we got into the studio for the first day, right? Or like, this is where we came from. I understand it's a good song. I don't need to show anybody this song for any reason. So I'm leaning towards Throw It Away, but not from a place of being like, I hate this song, but from a place of it has no relevance in my catalog in any way. There's nothing to be gleaned from this song. So I'm going to go with demo, I guess.
Yeah, that really makes a lot of sense when you think about it in light of your oeuvre, that it just does not fit. It doesn't sound like your band at all. If I'm looking at it totally in the abstract as a song for a local band, then probably album cut for me. But I think for you, historical demo for,
right,
posterity's sake.
Yeah, like if we would have broke and got really famous, and then I died, and then they had to put together an album of like every fucking thing ever, it could go on that. Like the Nirvana.
Isn't that like every other album that you did where
Guitar.
you just re-released all of your songs?
Well, we're currently doing. Yeah. So it'll be on the next one. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's the next one called Chronological, and it's just every song in chronological order. The Chronological Darling Waste tape. Okay. Is the song too long for Jaime at under 4 minutes?
No, I still would like a shorter arrangement, but no, It's not too long.
Yay, we did it.
Yay.
Who am I ripping off? I know it was a Jane's Addiction. Let's give him a Dave Navarro type solo because he loved Dave Navarro. I like your thing of who'd you say? Not Mudhoney.
Meat Puppets a little
bit.
Meat Puppets,
yeah.
I'm just trying to think of like where is that major key, but the guitar, the major key with the harmonics in that intro, like, or that sort of like, what is that from? And I still am not sure Meat Puppets is the exact right thing, but you sort of get the feel of the genre.
100%. Yeah. Have we played it live? I cannot imagine that we've ever played this live.
I don't think you knew anybody who knew how to play it live.
Yeah, it's 100% true. Okay, that's the song. Do you have anything you would like to recommend to the fine folks who have made it through this far?
I recommend they listen to our next episode.
Fuck out of here.
I honestly did not think about it this week. Too busy, but I'll make a recommendation.
Cool.
I would say, love your house. If it has character, go to your local architectural salvage place and see what cool stuff you can find to add to your house to make it that much more vintage. We bought 4 leaded glass cabinet doors and leaded glass French doors to add to the leaded glass we already have in the house.
That's
so
awesome.
We're loving on our house and finding some good use of old vintage pieces. So yeah,
very cool.
That's my recommendation.
My recommendation this week, I will keep it really short. I really love listening to music while I work. It makes my day go by very fast. I work at a desk all day, and I don't like AI generated stupid music to listen to, or like the music for concentration that just loops forever. So I have found several DJs who DJ live that you can watch DJ live. I'm going to do them in order of importance from least to most. I have 5. I'm not going to talk about them. I'm going to name them. The first one is Main Kid, Mainkid. He does jazz house, funk house, groovy stuff. He has a telephone, an old-fashioned telephone receiver for a headphone because he doesn't need to put it on. So he looks like he's on the phone the whole time he's DJing. It's awesome. And it's plugged in, and it's really cool. He does some really fun stuff. There's a lady named Ivana Stepanovic. She does all of this is chill house, basically, deep house. She does a lot of stuff. She's does really adorable sets. Okay, now the next 3 are my actual big 3. There's a company called Sound Island, which is 3 guys, again, in the middle of Europe somewhere. Their videos are awesome. They do mostly instrumental, deep house music. They DJ it live. They get all their friends together. They go into a library, and they just hand everyone headphones, and they all just sit and study for like 3 hours while this kid just murders a DJ set. They're so good. Number 2 is Brooklyn Book Club, which is at Book Club Radio. Brooklyn Book Club is awesome. Once a month or so, they throw these parties. They have like 5 DJs. They record the whole thing. They split it up in different hour-long sets or 2-hour-long sets. There's a girl. Sorry, I'm being quick. Her name is. Shut up.
Interesting name.
Yeah, shut up. That'd be a great name. Her name is Tenzo. Her and her brother, his name is Jojo. They are 2 of the best DJs I've ever heard. I fucking love listening to them. And then number 1 is a guy named Marsh. I believe he's from England. For 2 reasons. 1, his deep house mixes are fucking phenomenal. I love his choice of songs and selection. His mixing is great. But 2, his video production is bananas. I guess the government lets him, but he's like, I'm on top of the cliffs of Dover today, and the wind is like knocking him the fuck over and stuff. And there's like drone footage, and like he was on the caboose of a train that was like 180 years old going through England, and people were lined up waving at him while he was DJing, and it's just 2 hours through rural England while he DJs. He was in London at the Botanical Gardens, and people was looking at the gardens, and he's just standing there silently. It's all silent because there's no music that they can hear, just silently DJing and saying hello to British people while they look at flowers. I fucking love it. So those are my 5 things. Go out and find what you like. I love deep house music. It's been my
all on
thing for a
YouTube.
couple of years. All on YouTube. But start with Sound Island. I think that's the best for concentration stuff. But don't just listen to crappy AI that loops over and over that says like Cafe in Paris, which is nonsense.
Yeah, support real people doing real work.
Yeah, and they're all great DJs, and I love DJing. And I might put out a mix at some point. I've been playing around with it. So, all right, that is it. I will see you next week.
Sounds great. Love you, man. Be
Yeah,
safe.
love you. Thank you so much. Enjoy your dinner, and I'll see you soon.
All right, take care.
All right, bye.